They're away. Number 1 off to a magnificent start. Bookies are nervous. 2,500 metres to go, and it's number 2 pressuring number 1, continuing round the track. It's number 1 leading without any challenge. Number 2 bringing up the rear, pounding down the course. It's number 1 maintaining the prime spot. Number 2 still in the last spot. The race continues with number 1 still in the lead, and again the back marker is number 2. Then as the race moves on, it's number 1 keeping the lead spot. Number 2 remains at the back. The race continues with number 1 maintaining the lead. Number 2 continues to remain at the tail of the field. With a mile and a quarter to go, it's number 2 at the head of affairs. Number 1 in last spot. Pounding down the course, it's number 2 once again in the front spot. Number 1 still in the last spot. 1,800 metres to go, and it's number 1 piloting the field. Number 2 can see each and every runner. Still going, it's number 1 still in first position. Continuing round the track, it's number 2 in first position. Number 1 is last of all. At the 1,600 metre mark, it's number 1 who strikes the front. Number 2 trailing. 1,500 out, and it's number 1 still in first place. And again the back marker is number 2. 1,400 out, and it's number 1 keeping the front. Number 2 remains at the back. At 1,300 out, it's number 1 maintaining the lead. Number 2 continues to remain at the tail of the field. 1,200 from home, it's number 1 keeping the lead spot. And again the back marker is number 2. 1,100 from the judge, it's number 1 still in the lead. 1,100 from home, it's number 2 in first place. And finally number 1, 1,000 out, and it's number 2 maintaining the prime spot. Number 1 still in the last spot. 100 out, and number 1 setting the pace. Number 2 at the tail of the field. 800 to race, it's number 1 keeping the front. Number 2 continues to remain at the tail of the field. At the half mile, it's number 1 still in first place. About to run for the judge, it's number 2 in the lead. Number 1 bringing up the rear. At the 600 metre mark, it's number 2 still in first position. Number 1 remains at the back. Close to home. Coming up towards the line, it's number 2 going hammer and tongs with number 1 as they come towards the line. It's number 2 putting in a strong bid with number 1 as they begin to sprint towards the line. It's number 1 sprinting hard in front of number 2 at the 200 metre mark. It's number 2 putting up a challenge to number 1, 150 out, and it's number 1 heads up and down with number 2 coming up towards the line. It's number 1 head and head with number 2. That was a great run by number 1. Number 1 breaks their hearts. Number 2 in second place.